It happened on the night of April 26, 1777. Word reached Colonel Henry Ludington that British troops were burning Danbury, Connecticut, a vital supply depot for the American forces. The colonel needed to gather his militia immediately, but his men were spread across the region, and there were no soldiers available for him to send to summon his troops. Realizing the need, and without hesitation, one of the colonel's own children stepped forward to volunteer to take on the mission. Reluctantly, the colonel agreed. He had to. He had no other choice. Over the course of that stormy night, that young rider rode 40 long miles through the rough terrain, dense forests, and under the real and constant threat of robbers, British soldiers, and Loyalist sympathizers. The rider rode up to the door of one cabin after another, banged on it with a sturdy branch, and called out for the men inside to grab their rifles and gather at the parade ground to drive back the British. Then it was off to the next cabin. Cabin after cabin, the faithful and exhausted rider went on and on. Because of that young messenger, by morning, nearly 400 soldiers were alerted and had gathered to receive instruction from Colonel Ludington, and they marched with him to engage the British forces and tried to slow their advance. Though Danbury was eventually lost, the colonel's counterattack was a much-needed morale booster to the entire Revolutionary Army, with even General George Washington himself realizing its importance. After Colonel Ludington returned home from the battle, he walked over to his exhausted 16-year-old daughter, Sybil, and thanked her for making the dangerous ride to gather his troops. She was a brave young hero.
Have you ever heard of Sybil's story before? Tell us in the comments below.